I told my parents I don't want to drink anymore. I told my parents I've done drugs before. I've told my parents, but right now all they say is stop. You can stop right now. I want to. This is not a life. I would hate to see somebody go through the pain that my body's going through just because of stupid choices.
asalaamu calaykum waraxmatullaahi wabarakaatu. daawadayaal kusoo dhawaada Somali Pacific TV. maanta barnaamijkan waxa aan kaga hadlaynaa nolosha ay ku nool yihiin dhalinyarta Soomaaliyeed ee cabta qamriga ama isticmaasha drugska. haddaba barnaamijkan waxaa marti ku ah gabar Soomaaliyeed oo iyadu cabta qamriga nolosheedana wax badan ka bedeshay. haddaba gabadhan ma sheegi karna magaceeda ama meesha ay joogto, laakiinse waxay naga ogolaatay in ay la wadaagta nolosha ay ku nooshahay ee ummadda Soomaaliyeed. barnaamijkan wuxuu ka bixi doonaa luqadda Ingiriiska maadaama dhalinyarta intooda badan aysan fahmaynin luqadda Soomaaliga. Welcome to Somali Pacific TV.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. First of all, we would like to thank you for being here with us today and for having the courage to share your personal story. We understand that speaking about your addiction, personal struggles, and difficult experience is not easy. Could you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Thank you very much for having me. I am born and raised in Australia, and I have enjoyed working from the age of 16 and traveling as well.
Okay, could you please tell us a little bit about your life before the addiction that you have at the moment?
Before the addiction was very, very good time in my life because I was dopamine free. I was happy, and I enjoyed life to the fullest. Not anymore.
Okay, can you take us back in the beginning? How did you started drinking alcohol?
When I started, I was around, I would say 18. And it was one weekend of why not? And, my friends were having fun. I wanted to also join in. And unfortunately, I was the only one that got addicted. And
so what was happening in that in your life at that time?
What was happening in my life, I was going through a lot of family problems, and I decided to leave home and live with some friends. And even though for them it was recreational, for me it turned recreational to hiding the fact that I was drinking even from my friends who are not Muslim.
Okay.
My parents, they both divorced when I was very young, and then I was staying with aunties for 90% of my life. And they had their own children, their own problems, and I was a burden. And I didn't want to be that burden, so I left. You know how families in the community can be, that it's very toxic. They make you feel like, they make you feel worthless sometimes, and they will say they don't mean it. And you have to take the brunt of all the emotions that are being poured your way. So for me, I've moved maybe 20 times to different aunties' houses because one day one auntie will say she can't do it anymore. The next day the other auntie will say she can't do it anymore. The next year another auntie has to be called. It was just a movement all the time. So I decided to just make it permanent and make the decision for myself.
So how did your addiction develop, and when did you realize it was no longer something that you can control?
In COVID 2020, when we were in lockdown, I think I drank every single day, and that went on for about a year, and then it became not drinking. It became just having to drink, and I think that's my point of serious concern was COVID.
So what pain or emotions were you trying to escape, and how did you feel after the effect?
I was trying to numb a lot of I don't even know what to say. Like, if I can give you a reason at that point, I don't even have a reason. I think it was because I could do it, so I did it. It wasn't because I was trying to escape something. I've already escaped my family. I've left, and there should have been no reason because I was working for myself. I had my own room. I was able to afford, anything. I even had 2 cars, but sometimes you just give yourself any excuse. And I gave myself the excuse that because I can, I will. And that didn't end up well for me because now I don't want to, and I still can't stop.
So when you wake up and you feel like you need alcohol, what does your body feel like?
I wake up with like heart palpitations.
Mm-hmm.
And I would wake up with sweats, and my whole bed would be soaked in sweat because my body is trying to get rid of the alcohol, but it also needs it as well.
What about your physical health?
Physical, I can't even walk for half an hour sometimes. I go and try to walk around the block, and it feels like I can't even walk that long. My body's literally deteriorating in front of my eyes. Even when I go into the bathroom and I look in the mirror, I can see that I'm just slowly losing my muscle mass, my body weight. I can't eat, as I said. I try to buy groceries. They're in the fridge, but sometimes they go over expiry date because I can't eat. So I'm also going through financial hardship because I keep throwing away food that I should have eaten, but I can't.
So many people do not understand what alcohol does to the body.
Yeah,
From your experience, what changes have you felt in your body since addiction started?
I felt so many, to the point where I even, as I said before, the hospital told me that they'll have to take a bit out of my liver because I have damaged it to that extent. But I feel it once I stop drinking. I can feel the pain in my liver. But before that, while I'm drinking, everything is numb. So you need to be careful because that numbness you feel for, as I said, a couple of hours. And then after that, when the doctors tell you you've done damage, you feel it 10 times worse. It's not just, the doctor said, you've done damage to your liver, or you've done damage to your kidneys, or you can actually feel it as a human being, like it hurts.
You mentioned that.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that people often tell you just to stop drinking. How does it make you feel when people say that without understanding what you're going through?
It's actually funny. The only people that are telling me to not stop drinking at this point are the actual doctors. The people that are telling me to stop drinking is my community. The doctors are actually telling me it's very highly dangerous if I stop drinking right now. They're even telling me take it in increments, take it very slowly, but do not stop. So even the doctors are telling me. So at what point are you going crazy when your community is telling you stop drinking, or when the doctors are telling you don't stop drinking? And then they wonder why you're going crazy.
Okay, overall, how has addiction changed your life?
Weight. I have dropped about 10 or 15 kilos. I don't eat. My liver, my throat. What else has the doctor said? My stomach lining. Everything that you could imagine.
How about your relationship with your parents, friends, family overall?
So, as I told somebody about a month ago, I got into an accident because I was under the influence. I got arrested, and it affected my relationship with my parents. It affected my relationship with my brothers, my sisters. Nobody really wants anything to do with me right now because every single day is a problem. And the only reason that's the case is because of alcohol.
Okay. Did you miss your parents or wish you could go back home?
I miss my parents. I miss my mom. I miss my dad. They have done everything in their power to support me in their own right. But once you kind of speak about alcohol or addiction, they don't want anything to do with it. So you're left by yourself. And I know that I make mistakes with drinking, but I can't turn to them.
Was there a moment when you realized your life was falling apart because of addiction?
Yes, many times. I realized my addiction problems when I was in rehab. And in rehab, you can't have a phone, you can't have cigarettes or alcohol. But I realized even though I was in rehab, I still got something inside, and I hid it. I hid it from them for about a week, and I was consuming even though I was in rehab. And once I left rehab, I realized that that's really, really not okay, because you're there to get better. But sometimes it's not just about rehab for 2 weeks. If you're addicted, you're addicted.
So, what did you learn from those experiences?
I learned that it's not a quick fix. And I learned that when you go to rehab, sometimes it's too forward and too quick for you to actually catch a breath and realize without getting yelled at or told that you're making a mistake. Because every addict, they know that they're making a mistake. Being told again and again is not going to change it. You need to have patience, understanding, knowing that somebody's body does not work well in 2 weeks because you tell them. You just need that kind of support where they understand that the next person is gonna make maybe like a little longer to get better than person A or person B or person C. We're all built different and we all have addictions differently.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't helpful. And that's when my seizure started properly, is because I didn't have any alcohol for a long time and my body shut down on me.
Mm-hmm. And what happened after that?
I drank. I drank. The second I was able to get money, I paid for alcohol, and it came to the house. It didn't end well. It did not end well because I'm that type of person that can drink but can't hide the fact that I'm drunk. So the entire neighborhood knew I was drinking, and it was good for the first couple of hours, but after that, yeah, it did not end well.
Looking back today, to your young self before taking that first drink or using drugs, what will you say?
Don't do it. It's not worth the long run. I'm gonna say you don't want to die young, and you don't want your insides to turn black, because one thing is it's expensive. The second thing is it's also expensive for your health. It's a short-term dopamine, maybe a couple of hours, and then after that, you have to go through unbearable pain. And I don't think it's worth it.
In your experience, how does the Somali community respond to the people struggling with addiction?
With the Somali community, you can't talk about alcohol. You can't talk about drugs. If you do, you're seen as somebody that's what's the word? You can't redeem them anymore, and they deserve to just be by themselves. And when I speak to the Somali community about having some sort of support with my hospitals, because as I said, my liver is, I stuffed up my liver, and it's so hard that I get scared to actually go to anybody in the community. And if I search on Google Somali community help in Perth, the only person that comes up is one person. There's no other support. And I don't know, for me, that needs to change, because there's so many of us that are suffering in silence sometimes. Going to hospitals by ourselves, going to GPs by ourselves, not having anybody. But you have to trust one person. One person can change the world, but it's hard. Like right now, talking to you, I'm not sober. I can't stay sober. If I stay sober, I don't know what's going to happen to me tonight. I don't know. But I don't want to be like this tomorrow or the next day or the next day after that. I just want to stop, and I just want to be healthy, and I want to work, and I want to do something. And drinking is not helping. It's debilitating.
What do you think, or what do you wish Somali parents and families understood about addiction?
That's a very heavy question. I wish they understood that it can happen to anybody. It's not something that just anybody does. It can happen to their children, it can happen to their nephews, nieces, and all they need to do is, of course, they need to put a foot down and say, hey, this is not okay. But at the same time, they need to understand that if something is already happening, they need to have a way to approach it and understand. Because for me, I told my parents, I don't want to drink anymore. I told my parents, I've done drugs before. I've told my parents, but right now, all they say is stop. You can stop. Stop right now. I want to. All they need to do is say, okay, please don't stop right now because we're scared of what happens to you and your body. And if your body shuts down on you, they just need to be a bit more educated on stopping and helping your children stop, but not just telling them to stop. It's easier said than done. That's all I'm asking for.
So, where are you today in your recovery journey? What are you doing to overcome your addiction? What challenges do you still face, and what gives you hope to keep going?
What gives me hope is one lady. She has helped me through my recovery. Hopefully, it continues. Where I am right now, I am at a point where I can't stop drinking just due to the fact that if I do stop drinking suddenly, it's gonna kill me. Literally, it sounds something out of a horror movie, but if I stop drinking, it's gonna kill me. If not, I have to be at a hospital under 24/7 surveillance. I will not even be able to leave the hospital, and that in itself is crazy to me. I want to stop. I might go to the hospital tomorrow. Change something. I don't know. Let them have me for 24 hours. I don't mind, but $5 every single day is it's a lot of money when you're already struggling. And yeah, as I said, I really just need to stop.
What are your hopes for future?
I want to be a mom. I want to start life properly. I want to wake up in the morning and have breakfast. I don't have big plans. I just want to live day by day. I just want to make sure that I'm alive for the next day and make sure even if I can't do something, go to Umrah, go to Hajj, pray properly. I started dressing more modestly now. There's a lot, and just prayer and make sure I don't miss all the 5 in a day. That's all I want to do.
What does recovery mean to you personally?
Recovery is literally making sure that your body is not fighting against you. It just means recovery, even when it's raining outside, you still find a reason why it's a good day. And it just means life. That's it. Recovery is life. This is not a life. I would hate to see somebody go through the pain that my body's going through just because of stupid choices. If I can tell younger people, boys, girls, don't do it. Don't pick that bottle up. Don't take that drug. I would be up every single morning to make sure that I can tell them.
You mentioned you want to be a mom.
Yes.
Are you excited about it?
I hope so. I'm very, very excited to be a mom.
Do you pray every day?
I pray even when I'm drinking.
So what do you feel after you pray?
At this point, I just pray because that's the only thing that I can do that will, I don't know, make me feel less of a bad person. I just pray. I do it sometimes intoxicated, sometimes not intoxicated. And I just do it because that was what's required of me. And I've made so many excuses for a lot of things. That's the one thing I don't want to make excuses for. It could be a bad thing, it could be a good thing, but I'd rather not find out later on and just do it.
Finally, what message would you like to share with the young Somali men and women who are currently struggling with addiction?
Seek help, but don't seek help with anybody. Find a source that you can talk to that understands your culture and your upbringing, kind of, and you will get help that way when you can understand that somebody knows exactly where you're coming from. But the one thing I will say is don't be ashamed. Things happen. We need to move forward. We need to seek help. And pray.
Finally, after everything you have experienced, what message would you like to share with the Somali and Muslim community?
Be less aggressive. Be more understanding. And we don't need generational trauma put on any of us. We just want to be happy. We want you to be happy. We've moved forward. Just listen to your children. Sometimes they do wrong. Sometimes they don't. But they're still your children. Just listen. And you might actually make a difference.
miyaan dhalinyaro helaynin miyaan hoos loogu sheegin